Hi there everybody, and welcome back to the Joe Nerd's Toy Room. Here on a really dark and cloudy day, I've got the curtains opened as far as I can in my toy room. I've got as many lights on as I have available to me on, so hopefully this review comes off looking okay. So here we go with my second, I believe, Masters of the Universe vintage toy reviews. So I've decided to tackle a little bit of a rarity in the line, a really obscure character, Extendar, the heroic master of extension. So from 1986 as well. This was near the end of the road for the Masters of the Universe line, unfortunately. 1986 was the highest. It was the heyday for the Masters of the Universe. It was the year that the line's popularity shot through the roof and was just so popular that it had nowhere to go but down, unfortunately. And the year later, 1987, would be the final year for this line, unfortunately, as it came to a premature end. So let's not dwell on those bad memories or that bad history. Let's focus on Extendar here. And he's got a really tough-looking build to him. He's very stocky, very wide, even wider than, as wide and beefy as the Masters of the Universe line is to begin with. He was a lot wider. In fact, I'm going to bring out another one just to show people who aren't familiar with the line just what I'm talking about. Here we've got him next to the standard build for a figure. We've got Fisto with him. And as you can see, he is quite a bit bigger. He's not taller, he's about the same height for now. But he is much beefier than the standard Masters of the Universe figure. So I'm going to take Fisto out of here for a short while. I'm going to bring him back out a little later so I can give a comparison to what this, when Extendar is fully extended, it's quite impressive. So anyway, one little thing I wanted to mention too about this figure is that when I bought this figure, it was on card, but some of these figures with time, Extendar is a very good example of sometimes no matter what you do, no matter how you take care of this figure, this one in particular, certain parts of it tend to discolor with time, because really, like, Mattel didn't really manufacture these or make these with the idea of people keeping them from like 20 or 30 years later. They weren't really concerned with that. So what you can and his joints are very nice and tight, as you can see and even hear, I'm sure. But one of the things I'm going to point out is you may notice the discoloration on his gloves. This one here is a little better. This one seems more like it was originally. So you could see it has a nice flat gold type paint to it. And then on this other arm, I hope it's showing up. If you look at the wrist and the palm of his hand, it's a lot more greener. It's like a green color is coming out of it. And that, I believe, is like a reaction to the softer plastic that this hand and the extended piece inside. I'll just show that. So this whole piece is one. And it is molded in this light gray silver, more of a light silver, softer plastic, and then the glove was painted in like a flat gold paint. And after all the decades went by, there's a strange reaction from the paint and the plastic. So rambling on here a little bit. Sorry about that, guys. Really not in my plate today, but I was determined to get out a review today because, you know, it had been a while. So let us get on to Extendar's feature, his main feature here. So is the extending gimmick. I'll get on to his accessory after. So what you do, it's very simple. As you saw earlier, I just pulled out the arm. So the other one, just pull it out like so. And then the torso, you pull it out, and then you may even hear a click, and it locks into place. And then the legs, it's the same as the arms. You just pull it out like that, and like that. And he holds all of these joints, even the legs, are very, very sturdy. And, you know, this just proves my point. Like, look at how tall he's gotten already. And now I haven't even gone all the way. So now I'm going to move the camera up a little bit. And then you can even extend his head out. So then there you go. I'm going to pull out even further. Shoot. And yeah, this guy is a tower. So there you have him. So now, as I said before, let's bring Fisto back. And look at how incredibly tall he gets. In comparison to the standard Masters of the Universe figure. Boy, it looks like close to 4 inches taller than he actually grows a good 4 inches, it seems. So it's quite impressive. Looks really good. Actually, now that I'm looking at them together, they make a really neat looking team. They actually, yeah, I've never thought of this before until now. They actually look really, really good together. What with Fisto's armored glove and his full armored suit. Yeah, real good. So anyway, let's get Fisto out of here. For now, this video isn't about him. So now, let us get on to Extendar's one and only accessory. You know, as usual, the Masters of the Universe was a great, innovative toy line, but let's face it, this line wasn't really about accessories. So his one and only accessory is this kind of odd shield. And I hope it's going to... There we go. That's a little better. Once the light shines off of it, you can actually see the detail, and it doesn't look like this big red triangle. And there's a lot of sculpted detail in there. Another interesting thing, if you'll notice right here where my thumb is, there's actually a peace sign sculpted in. As you can see, along with the detail, this little peace sign. And there's also a peace sign on the figure that I'll show very, very soon. Actually, I'll show it now so I don't forget. It is actually on the back of his neck, right where my thumb is. I hope it's showing up well. There's actually a little peace sign. So you can really tell that it really tells me that the sculptors were having a lot of fun when they were making this line. They were, you know, they were throwing in little Easter eggs here and there. Kind of reminds me a lot of other toy lines. I've learned that there's a lot of Easter eggs thrown in there that we maybe as kids we didn't really pick up on, but now as adults we can kind of notice them. So the gimmick, his accessory has a gimmick too, of course, this shield. You may notice it's a little odd looking. Well, that is because it has a fold-away gimmick, where it can actually fold in to become smaller. Now, I really don't want to do this, because as you'll notice that it could be a little fragile, because the bending pieces here, like, there's already a little bit of stress on them. I believe I've done this once, and I really don't want to put too much stress on them. I hope all of yous don't mind if I really don't show that off, but all it is this triangle here folds into there, and you've got the other sides fold in like that, and then the shield becomes more of like similar to a square. So if you just picture it like this and without cut off like that. So it's really nothing that special. You're not missing much. So let's get the shield on him. And he's unable to hold any accessories as well. So what you have to do, really, yeah. So you just have to clip it around his wrist, like so. So, there you have him. In fact, there we go. Let's have him be a little more manageable so I don't have to have my arms completely stretched out like that anymore. Pretty uncomfortable way to do a review. So, yeah. What else can I point out about this guy? He has a very different construction because of his gimmick. So the legs are made out of the same kind of semi-soft plastic that all of the normal Masters of the Universe figures have. I say normal, and that I mean when I say normal, I just mean the standard figures that use the construction with the elastic band inside connecting the two legs at the upper thighs. So another thing about this is that some of these figures, again, I'm going back to the topic of the aging of the plastic. With this guy, when I opened this figure, the legs were the plastic was very tacky, very, like, it had like a residue, a sticky, tacky residue on the legs. And I was told that there's an acquaintance I have, he had told me of a trick of using lighter fluid. I was a little nervous on using lighter fluid. I didn't really want it to leave a smell like that. So what I did use is a product called Goo Gone. That's a citrus cleaning product that is very good for removing stickers. So I put that on a clean cloth, and I gave it a wipe, and yeah, it did this. It did the trick. It completely took off the gluey sticky residue on there. And same with these. Same with the hands would have been the same, but I think what saved it is the flat gold paint that was applied to them. But this little joint here had the stickiness to it too, so I gave it a little rub down with the Goo Gone on a cloth, and it fixed it right up. So anyway, I hope you all enjoyed this review, everybody, and that's Extendar, the heroic master of extension. So I'm going to be doing a lot more of these reviews in the future, guys, so just stick with me, and I'll see yous all and talk to yous all in the very near future. Bye for now.